You never have to explain to us, to assure us that violence and atrocities and war crimes, that's not what America stands for. That's not what the West stands for. That's not what democracy means. That's not what liberal values means. That's a misrepresentation, and you can't explain it that way because the representatives of liberal democracy, the representatives of the West, the representatives of America, they're the ones who are performing those actions. Those aren't the actions of renegade criminals. That's the actions of the government. And no one has apologized. And there's not even a feeling of the need to apologize. This is the difference between civilized people and savage people. This is the difference between a normal, healthy human being and a psychopath. That's the difference between the Muslim world and the West. I'm talking about incapability, not deliberate, intentional dishonesty. I mean, obviously there are plenty of people who are just straight up liars out of the West and everywhere else, but I'm not talking about them. I'm saying that honesty is not their language in the West. Truth is not a dialect that they speak. They don't know how to speak that language. I know people get mad when I say that, but understand, I'm actually telling you something that has been done to you. I'm telling you something that you have been deprived of. You understand? I'm telling you something that you're a victim of by your culture, by your so-called civilization. They victimized you in this way. This is the most graphic and the most literal form of kufr, of kuffar. Covering up, concealing, burying the truth. And this is all they do. It's the only language they know. Truly, this is the only language they know. And this is why everyone around the world is quickly coming to the conclusion that you simply can't be engaged with. The Westerners simply can't be engaged with. It's just not productive.
You understand?
Dysfunction that has infected, intergenerational dysfunction that has been inflicted on your culture. Now, of course, some of what I'm talking about could be dismissed as their ignorance or their misunderstanding, or some sort of personality disorder, like you can't pay attention, you have ADHD or what have you, or you're aggressive, you have a problem with your temper and so forth, and this is why you can't be engaged with it, why there can't be productive, normal, healthy, rational conversations with you. But for me, I characterize all of these behaviors under the overarching label of dishonesty, because that's how it pans out. That's the practical impact. That's the practical outcome. You inject falsehood. You muddy the waters of discourse. You distract. You derail. You deny. You deflect. You sidestep. You bring in irrelevancies into the conversation. You bring in fake issues. You do anything and everything. Wallahi, you do anything and everything to try to stop honest discussion.